People deluded. Now Arsenal have won 1-0 against Napoli, 1-0 to the Arsenal and them things, 3-0 on aggregate. We go marching into the semi-finals and we take care of business in an absolutely professional manner, in my opinion. Shout out to the players, the back five, in particularly the back three, the centre halves. Czech made a big save as well. Unai Emery has to get held up, obviously, for the team, the way he set out the team, professional job, Italian job. Almost did an Arsenal of old on Napoli in that. In fact, let me bring it up now. I should have said this at the end of the vid, but we did. What I mean by that is, obviously they were chasing the game, and we have to apply a bit of context. But they were chasing the game. They had how much efforts, how many shots. None of them were really. Some of them weren't of quality, and some of them really should have been put in the back of the net. But on the grand scheme of things, people, they didn't cause anything. But what I specifically meant by that, I took a picture and I saw it on the computer. I mean, not computer, TV. Sorry, we won 3-0. We had 33% possession in regards to their 67. We both had 4 shots on target. Attempted shots, we had 6, they had 19. Corners, we had 5, they had 9. Offsides, they had 6, we had 1. Passes, the most relevant thing. We had 271, they had 637. Completed, theirs is 554. Ours is 189. So yeah, but we got the most important thing, which is victory, which is going to the semi-finals, which is less efforts on target, but and less efforts in general, but we've got the goal. Obviously, context, we'll get onto Lacazette's goal. That was a sweet beauty. But going into the game, people, now that we've got that off our chest, we know what we needed to do, people. Europa League and top 4 is still in the balance. We owe it to ourselves to keep competing for both. It's completely irrelevant, but credit where due to Spurs. They got through against Manchester City. There's no way we could go out, United could go out, and then Spurs win. They'll be laughing at everybody for the week, at least until the Prem comes for them. So we needed to take care of business. On a serious note, Europa League is a big opportunity of winning a European title. I haven't seen my club lift that in my lifetime, and what it can do for us in terms of Europe, and what it can do for us in the event that we don't get top 4. I feel the first 10 minutes we controlled it. Literally, they got in behind us the first moment or so, but other than that, I feel they were unnecessarily nervous, and you could see Insigne and Koulibaly trying to calm players down. Their fans got behind them as well. I'm not sure if Napoli have a stadium band or nothing, but it didn't look filled to any imagination. But there were the fans there, and to be honest, pre-game the fans were kind of worrying me, because you feel coming to Naples, the fans are going to be on top of people. But our players handled it, man. To get an away clean sheet. I know it's not a clean sheet of such, but an away clean sheet in the second leg and not make it harder than it had to be. I commend everybody. I commend Unai Emery for the tactics. I commend the players. I feel first 10 we controlled it, man. We were playing good stuff. We were getting in behind, in particular down the left-hand side with Kolar. I feel Ramsey, sadly, he's injured and hopefully he's not out for too long. Personally, I think his season's done. But anything he was doing, the little cute flicks, to come in deep, he looked up for it. I feel Maitland-Niles was a bit nervous at the start, but other than that, he grew into the game. Our midfielders are at it. Obviously, Napoli have to chase the game. Their fans and the players, in my opinion, are a bit nervous, ridiculously, and it's all playing into our hands. I feel we're defending very well, and that's the main thing I want you lot to take away from my vid, personally. I feel we defended very well. We soaked up a lot of pressure. Yeah, you could see Napoli, like the first leg, initially, early on, you could see them trying to hit that space in behind Monreal. You could constantly see Merritt making that long pass to Milik and players like that. And they did have some opportunities they should have done better, people, but I feel we rose to it. We headed what we needed to head away. We cleared. Obviously, there were some heart and mouth moments, not because of our doing, but because of the gate. That's just how football is. Other than that, I feel we did well, man. I do feel there was moving on from the first 10 minutes, there was a little passage in the game, possibly a 5-10 minute period where Napoli were kind of comfortable in possession and having opportunities and starting to play their ball. Obviously, it was still a bit nervous, but I felt the longer, for as good as we were playing, the longer we kind of do that. I know it's an impossible job for Napoli really to get back in the game, but in my opinion, but the longer we don't kind of get that away goal and what the context of it means, I don't agree with the away goal rule, but what it can do mentally, we're kind of giving Napoli encouragement, but we're playing well, to be fair. We're knocking it around. Obviously, you want to see we're getting in behind, but at times players are possibly taking too long to pull the trigger, or trying to be a bit too intricate. You're feeling we should pull the trigger a bit more and have that just bit of added quality we need. But we get a bit of fortune. Obviously, Lacazette started to wake up and starting to do his thing. He's fouled, if I can remember rightly. He's brought down. He's 35, 7 yards. I saw on Twitter. I don't know if that's true, but he has no right to score from there. Now, Mirror, I know he made a big save from Aubameyang in the second half. I shouldn't have said that, but I feel he was shaky in the second leg and he was shaky in this leg, to be fair, and he should be doing much better. If you watch the replay, he steps to his right. It's a terrific free kick from Lacazette, and I'm shameless. Those of you who saw my Twitter, I tweeted that's better than Cristiano Ronaldo's against Portsmouth or the 40-yard goal against Porto that Ronaldo did. Obviously, it's banter and it's jokes, people, but terrific set piece, man. The keeper, I don't know how you could read it. I actually felt Xhaka was going to strike it, you know. When I saw not Aubameyang, when I saw Lacazette running up, I was like, mad. And he scored. Obviously, he's in my opinion, our player of the year, and he's thrown his name into the ring. I think he deserves it based on what you're seeing from him, man. I feel Ramsey in particular, anything he's touching in the first half is going to gold. In the grand scheme of things, I can't remember if he came off in the second or the first half, people. I'm sure he came off in the first. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it was heart in mouth moments, and that's probably the one dampener on the great tactics from Unai Emery, the superb team performance, getting through to the semis and things like that. That's the one. And it's kind of a big mark on us because we were thinking Ramsey, he was my player of the match if he didn't get off pit, to be fair with you people. And you're thinking what that means in regards to us, not just for the top four, but Europa League, because we've got a semi-final and he was up for it. He's obviously going to Juventus and he was playing like someone that wanted to make one last bit of history at the club, and he's been doing that in the Europa League. I wanted Ozil to start, but I had no qualms when you see Ramsey in that role. I feel Xhaka's doing all right. I actually feel early on as well, Xhaka, we possibly could have actually done better with some of our corners because Xhaka put a couple of good balls into the box. There was one Socrates wasn't picked up, possibly looking at us to do a bit better in that regards, even, to be fair with you people. I also like to see Socrates was organising. I was liking Czech. I'm not going to lie, people, I feel the ref had a mare and the ref was very favourable to us, but second half there was two clear offsides for Napoli and he didn't give them. But I feel the ref for both teams was a bit shaky. I feel he kind of killed any tempo from a Napoli point of view if you're trying to chase a game and things like that. I feel we did a good job with that as well. I know Czech got booked. I don't think Czech got booked for that actual incident. I think he done that for a while because you saw Czech, you saw Torreira, Cola. Obviously I don't agree with it and it will frustrate me if someone did it against Arsenal, but just killing any little bit of rhythm, that Jose Mourinho sort of thing, I'm sure he did that expertly against Stoke for Chelsea a few years back. Killing any sort of tempo, making them frustrated and nervous, milking fouls. Of course, people, I don't advocate this, but you lot know the dark arts of the game. If we ain't going to do it, it's going to happen to us. So it's nice to see our players being a bit cerebral in that aspect, man. It was also nice to see the formation, obviously the two up front, the way they were pressing, Ramsey in that sort of 10. I actually feel Mkhitaryan, the application was there, so I'm not going to say he had a bad game, but I feel he wasn't at his usual standard with the final ball, and I feel Aubameyang's technical quality today, he's better than that. I feel if his first touch was a bit sharper, he could have got a goal today as well. Like I said, man, Cola is bombing down that left-hand side and controlling it, people, and I like Cola, man. Sometimes I'm looking at the camera angles and he's beefing people for no reason and shouting at them. I don't know why, but he's my guy, so I'll back him, man. It's nice to see. Phil Insigne looked a bit inspired as well. But we also got to speak about that. They just look rattled from the off, people. They were... Obviously, it's a big task, but from the first moment, you can't be panicking. You could see Insigne calming people down, and then he got excited, getting booked, obviously, with the yellow card and that. But I feel we was doing quite well, man. Obviously, we've scored. 35th minute, we've scored. We've done what we need to do in the first half. We've saw it out. They ain't scored yet. It doesn't matter what Napoli are saying in their dressing room. They've got a massive task for us in the second half. It's just about being professional. It's just about seeing the game through, man. And my half-time notes, I already said, people, passage where they were going forward and I feel they were hitting some good 1-2s that they really shouldn't have been allowed to. Insigne, I feel Ruiz played quite well, and I feel Milik, you saw Mirik, you saw people trying to find him on the last shoulder. Many times we did quite well to play them offside, but a couple of times just to be wary, because I'm sure most fans could have saw us at a point conceding, but I was very congratulations, man. I'm lost for words, people, to be fair. I feel it was a good team performance, man. It weren't our best from a technical point of view and all them things, but I feel it just called for a professional job. It's not a day for individuals, and I feel between Unai Emery and the players, they were certified. So at half-time, I thought we were brave. I felt we needed a goal, and we got it. I feel Ramsey was our best player until his injury, and that's at the back of my mind. Just calls for game management, and like I said, and we're doing quite well, not taking risks when we don't need to. And I feel we were kind of time wasting in the right aspects. Obviously, Kolar and Maitland-Niles grew into the game. I feel Maitland-Niles initially was given a bit too much space down that flank, but he certified himself. Second half, we started well. Aubameyang should have scored this lovely play from Lacazette, and it's a good save by merit. But Aubameyang, you're up there for top goal scorers in the Prem. That's food and drink. It happens to the best, but yeah, he doesn't convert. I feel shortly after that, Mkhitaryan's final ball, if it was better to Aubameyang were in. And while I've said that, I feel second, just on the edge of half-time, Kolar's ball, Kolasinac, Kolar as I call him, was very good in that first half. But if the final ball was just a bit better, we were in. So we looked like we'd score goals, in my opinion. But back to the second half, it's just about being professional. We know Napoli are going to pour men forward, and you saw Callion, how many underhit, overhit passes. They're going to pour forward. They're going to want to score at least for pride. They're going to get wound up. They're going to call and contest for anything. And it's down to us to frustrate them. Again, probably milking the fouls for one moment too many at times. Possibly the ref. I feel the ref kind of had a mare and the linesman, to be fair. And our key was just to keep focused. For those of our players that technically can be suspended, not to get suspended. Just managing the game. No one further because of Ramsey, unfortunately, needs to get injured. We just need to think in regard, not even the semi-finals. We've got Palace, forgive me if I'm wrong, on Sunday or Saturday. So it's just down to us to do our job in that regards. All in all, people, there's no need to even expand on the game. We done our job, man. We frustrated them. We saw it out to the end. I'm very impressed at the fact that we kept a clean sheet, at the fact that we know what we needed to do in this game. And as Arsenal fans, we're accustomed to our team at times possibly making it harder than it needs to be. There was none of that today. Managed the game out well. Played well ultimately. Defenders in particular, for me, are the best players on the pitch, especially the back three. Socrates eating everything. Koscielny eating everything. The only thing I saw Koscielny do wrong is when they had a chance, he was playing people on side, but he was probably tired because all the tackles. Koscielny of old, man. That 2015, 2013, 14 Koscielny today. Monreal did his thing as well. Kolar, one of the best players on the pitch. Maitland-Niles, the young G, grew into the game. Ramsey, the best player on. I keep saying it, but the best player on the pitch, in my opinion, prior to his injury. We were quality, man, to be fair. We weren't our best of games in terms of flair and turning it on and all them sort of things. But at the end of the day, we're in the semi-final. It's down now. We're at the nitty and gritty part of the season because the Premier League and the European competitions, they don't forgive. They don't care that we're still in these competitions and we've got a lot of games and we've got injuries and there's fatigue. It doesn't care. We need to get through this, and it's superb result today. Like I said, credit to Unai Emery. I don't necessarily feel the managers get the praise that they should, because they're the ones preparing this all week. But we need to go again. Premier League back on track now. We need to go again. Like I said, we need to be looking at ourselves in May, ideally we've got a European final, Europa League final, and we've obviously qualified mathematically via the Champions League because we've got top four. But things can happen, people. It keeps chopping and changing. So we give up when you got to hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So preparing for the worst would be getting to the final of the Europa League, and ultimately in the event that we don't get top four, we've got one last 90 minutes of kind of, I wouldn't say forgetting about the season, but kind of just returning to European elite football, the pinnacle of football, not having to run. I finish work at 6 o'clock, people. We kick off at 5:55 in Europa League, right? So you can see how much of a madness reviewing that game's going to be for me personally. So Champions League, we need to get that. But on a serious note, obviously, for those of you who don't know, it's Bank Holiday, Good Friday tomorrow in England, so we get a day off work. Arsenal have won. There's no stress. We go again on the weekend. People, Arsenal won, Napoli 0. Thank you for watching. DG, I'm out.